Hey there, good looking. Join me for some full body relaxation stretches. No equipment is required. However, if you are on a hard surface, I recommend a mat. And if you'd like, have a pillow because we will be seated for the first portion of the stretches. And this is also day 5 of our Unstoppable Challenge. So this is our active recovery day. All right, let's go get started. Hi there and welcome. My name is PJ Wren and we're going to get started. As I mentioned, you might want to place a pillow under the hips, bring the hips a little higher, it's a little more comfy. I have a chipped yoga block, but a pillow will do just fine. Find yourself in a cross-legged position, draw up through the spine for me. Place your hands on your thighs, settle yourself in, ears over shoulders and shoulders over hips. And I invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you do, feel the air go all the way deep into the belly. Hold it. And then exhale. Inhale through the nose. Filling the lower part of our lungs, giving the body that oxygen it needs. And then there's a slight pause before you fully exhale through the mouth, maybe even making a sighing sound as you do. One more breath pattern like this. Inhale deep. Feel the ribs expand, the air going into the back. Slight pause, and then slowly expel all the air. Now find a rhythm that works for you for your breath, with the air going in and out through your nose. We'll just take a few moments here to get ourselves grounded right here on the mat. I invite you to think back on your day and find 3 things that you're grateful for. It's a wonderful practice to do daily. Sometimes we can forget all the good that we have in our lives. When you're ready, soft gaze. Let's add that breath with the arms. Bring the arms forward and inhale, bring them up. Lift them up, reach them up, exhale. Let them drop. 2 more times, inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Now, if you are on a pillow, you might want to remove it. Place it off to the side. Take your right leg and bring it behind you so you're just simply mirroring me. The other foot is resting on the top of your thigh. Hand is down. Inhale this arm up. Exhale, reach it over. Side body stretch. Bring it back. Let's do that one more time. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Bending the other elbow perhaps. Bringing the chest, lifting the heart up. Maybe the gaze is looking up. Release. Now we're sweeping the arm up, and as we do, we lift the hips up. Arm over the ear, press the hips towards me. Other arm on the ground is straight under that shoulder. Sweep the arm down. See that 2 more times. Opening up this hip here. Press up. Gazes up. Arm over the ear. And release. 1 more time. Here we go. Reach it. And release. Keep this leg in. Extend this one straight out. And then make any adjustments you need to. Inhale the arm up. Exhale. Now we're side bending this side and sliding this arm down the inside of our calf. We quite often don't stretch our side body enough. And this can create a lot of havoc from everything from breath to shoulder mobility, low back. And release. Twist this body towards that leg. Flex the foot. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Now I'm quite tight here, so I'm hoping you can get a little deeper than me. We want to keep the foot active, pressing the back of the knee into the mat. Gazing at the top of the foot. And now just let the head drop. If you'd like, you can walk the hands down the calf. Use the hands to help pull your chest towards your thigh more. Feeling the stretch in this long leg in the hamstring, as well as in the side body on the other side. 2 more breaths. And walk yourself back up. Place this leg that's pressing on the inner thigh, step it over now, that straight leg, and you're going to sort of shift your hips a bit. So now we're square to that leg. Pull that knee in towards the armpit, place the hand behind you, sit up tall, and then look over that shoulder. If you'd like a bit more, you can bend the elbow, hook it on the outside of this leg, and twist a bit more. Whatever your personal preference is, I also like and enjoy to pick this knee up and really pull it into the armpit to feel more into the glute. Use this cues as just an opportunity to find what's going to work and what's going to feel good for you right now. And then feel free to shift around in it. And just come back to your breath. And let's untwist ourselves. We're bringing this leg in now. Inside of the knee rests on our mat. Foot is resting on that other leg. Good. Take this arm away from you. Inhale this arm up. Exhale. Bend the elbow so we can get a little bit of a stretch and an opening through here. Nothing too aggressive. Opening up the chest to the ceiling. Heart is open. And sweep it back. 2 more. Inhale, reach it. Exhale, hold. And last one. You might even be feeling a stretch in here as we stretch into the internal and external rotators of the hip. And release. Place that hand a little closer to you now, and let's inhale, lift the hips up, sweep the arm up and over the ear. Again, remembering to keep the chest up to our ceiling. Exhale, sweep down. Good. Lift it. Push through the glutes a bit so you can get a nice release on this hip flexor. Release. One more time. Release. Let's take this leg, straighten it out. It's on an angle. Foot is flexed, leg is active. Inhale the arm up. Exhale, slide this one the inside of the calf. And be aware, each side could feel a little different. And this is where we test out where we're at on each side of the body. And we just acknowledge it. We don't judge ourselves. See if you can open up the chest a bit more to your ceiling. Reach that arm up and over the ear a bit more. 2 more breaths. And let's lift up. Square your body to that leg now. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. We start with the gaze over the toes first, so sort of leading with the chest more as opposed to rounding. Again, perhaps you are able to grab onto your foot, or you're like me, using your calf to help pull the chest forward. And now let's drop the head, pardon me. And if you'd like, take it a little deeper. Use your breath and breathe into those areas you're feeling. It might be the side of your body, it might be behind the thigh, it might be in your low back. Two more breaths. Now, hands on mat, use your hands to walk yourself back up. And let's take this leg, step it over, and you'll shift your hips somewhat. So now we're squared to this straight leg. We can pull that knee in towards the opposite armpit. Other hand comes right beside the hip to push ourselves up. So really lifting up. And then add a little bit of a twist, looking over that shoulder. Remember, you have that opportunity too to bend the elbow and press into the outside of the thigh. Couple more breaths. And slowly release. Now we're taking it into pigeon. If this isn't going to work for you, you have a nice, lovely variation of either here or picking the leg up. If you're joining me, take yourself into a high plank, wrists under shoulders. Bring the right knee to right forearm and then the ankle to the left wrist. Walk your hip back. Now the cue is to get the shin parallel to the top of your mat, but that's just a cue, okay? If your heel is in, no worries, mine is as well. What we don't want to happen though is for you to drop onto that right hip. So stay lifted. Maybe you use that pillow or yoga block you have to place under the hip. Now let's start by drawing up so we get a stretch into the psoas here. Walk the hands close to the body, lift yourself up and extend that left leg behind you. You should feel a nice, amazing stretch in the front of your hip. Of course, if you're doing a figure 4 stretch, you won't, so just hold your figure 4. All right, let's take it down onto the forearms, see how that feels. And then if you'd like to progress further, you can bring the fists one on top of the other, bring yourself to a flat hand or forehead to the mat and extend the arms. You find what's going to work for you. It's going to be slightly uncomfortable. And we'll just breathe here for a few cycles, feeling a wonderful release but intense in that right hip. Inner thigh you might feel. And then that psoas muscle, front of the hip on that left extended leg. Try to relax the upper body as best you can. Just allow the ground to support you right now. Come up onto the hands. Now, so we don't twist the front knee, first we start by tucking the back toe under and then pressing ourselves up with the leg and the arms and then releasing that leg. Now, if you'd like, you can go into downward dog and just pedal it out. If you were doing figure 4, simply extend the legs the length of your mat, the arms overhead, and reach it and stretch it, fingertips to toes. Keep the heels still. If you're here with me in downward dog, press the hips up a bit more, ears beside the biceps. And float yourself back to downward, or plank, left knee to left wrist and then to the right wrist. Walk that right leg back now. Again, it might feel good to place something under that left hip so we don't drop into it. We first start with that right leg psoas, putting some emphasis into that length and stretch. So walk the leg back, press yourself up, drop that right hip down to your ground. And breathe. Now let's walk ourselves down onto our forearms and see how that feels. Respecting that each side of the body will and may feel different. If that feels okay, perhaps stack the fists or go flat onto the hands or drop the forehead to the mat and walk your hands forward. Once again, we're using that breath, trying to breathe into the area where we're feeling it. It might be deep into that left hip. It might be into the left groin, inner thigh area. It might be down the front of that right thigh and hip. The ground is fully supporting you. Just letting the weight of the upper body drop into the arms, into the ground. Two more breaths. Let's press ourselves up. Once again, we don't want to twist the knee, so let's tuck the back toe under, lift that right leg up, press the ground so we lift up, and then extend the leg out. Come into downward dog. If you were in figure 4, you can join us in downward dog or extend the arms and legs on the length of the mat. If you want, pedal the heels again. You may find you can get a little deeper into the lower leg by pedaling the feet. Then hold them still, press the hips up. Bend the knees, slowly lower yourself down to your mat, rolling onto your back, nice and easy. And straighten the left leg. Bring the right leg so it's 90 degrees in the knee and hip. Left hand gently guides that leg across the body while we anchor ourselves with that right arm extending, palm up, lined up with the shoulder, and then gaze towards the right fingertips. Now, if you do have that pillow nearby, it might feel nice to scoot it underneath that right inside knee and inside calf. Just build up your ground and give the leg some support. We want to keep the right shoulder on your mat as well. It's not popped off. So maybe that's where you need to build your ground up, under that right arm. Guide the leg back. Let's take that knee so it's now lined up to the outside of the body, and then bring the ankle so it lines up with the knee. Using the right arm, right hand, grab onto the back of the hamstring and pull that knee in towards the outside of the body while we still keep the ankle and knee aligned. Now, if you want to take it a little deeper into half happy baby, take that hand to the outside edge of the foot, and now we're driving the knee even deeper. But again, you need to be on the outside of your body, clearing the rib cage so that knee can come down. We're still keeping that ankle and knee aligned, and then that opposite hip and glute is staying on our ground. Good. Couple more breaths. This is an intense stretch, but it's so good for the hips. But again, find what's going to work for you, grabbing onto the foot or the hamstring. And release it, extend it along this length of your mat. Maybe wiggle the legs, bend through the knees, get the blood flowing again. And then let's take that left leg, bring it at 90, right arm comes across, pulls it, and then anchor yourself palm up with that left arm lined up with the shoulder. And again, if you've got the cushion, please use it. Is your arm lifting off? Let's place it under that left arm. Walk the shoulders so that they both stay on the mat. Or maybe you have a sensitive low back, and that way the pillow will actually be better down on the ground under the inside of that left knee and calf. We'll be here for a few breaths, so find something that's going to feel good for you. And if you're able, you turn your gaze to those left fingertips. Couple more breaths. Let's come back. Bring that left knee to the outside of the body, ankle lined up with the knee. And again, pay attention. The other side may have been quite easy. This might be a bit more challenging. Either grabbing onto the back of the hamstring, driving the knee to the outside of the body, We're grabbing onto the outside edge of the foot. The other leg stays extended, hip on the ground. Couple more breaths. And release the leg. Have it the length of the mat. Bring the legs apart, maybe even as wide as your mat. Just let your feet drop out. Hands can either rest on your belly or down by your side. If they're down by your side, let's have the palms facing up. Just allow the fingers to curl. Now lift your head up, slide your chin in, back the neck is long. Now for those of you with sensitivities in your low back, you might want to use that pillow to place under the knees. Pop your knees up a bit. Your eyes closed, just finishing off with a few breaths here and settling the body. Don't force your breath, but do emphasize taking nice deep breaths. You want to, if you have your hands on your belly, feel the belly rise as you inhale. Feel it drop as you take that deep exhale. Doing a scan of your body. Starting with the feet, into the calves, releasing any tension that you find, into the knees, front and back of your legs. And then up into your hips and glutes. We store a lot of emotion in our hips. Into our belly, low and upper back. Sinking deeper into your ground, into your mat. Shoulders, arms, and finally your head. Softening your face, your jaw. Feeling at peace with where you're at, with how you're feeling, with who you are. If you'd like to stay here, you can. Otherwise, slowly start to wake the body by moving the toes, the fingers, and maybe extending the arms overhead, opening the eyes to a soft gaze, rolling onto one side of your body, and then use your arms to press yourself up. Sitting nice and tall, smile on your face, the hands together, Namaste, and thank you for joining me.